Well, I mean, firstly, it's not new. So TPI have been around for a long, long time. There's a lot of, I think it's now, I think I quoted the other day that 19 of the last 20 major champions, they're pros, are all TPI qualified. So they understand a movement pattern, they understand screening, they understand how people move. I think, my beef with it all is, I've stood in the trenches for 40 years giving golf lessons. And I've worked hard to get where I've got to, and I've really ground myself from being middle camera to working with big cameras to working with force plates to working with 3D. I've had to do a lot of grind and a lot of work, and then you get these people on Instagram coming out who've done nothing. They don't deserve anything, but they seem to get these people in, and they don't have any understanding of what's required to produce a golf swing. No understanding. So they've got these ridiculous exercises which are not driven to any pattern or understanding of a person's pattern. And we've got guys who can't even play golf giving golfers fitness lessons. I mean, it's just ridiculous. It's crazy. It's a bit different when the pro is communicating with the fitness guy. So if you go on tour, there isn't a tour player that is not working with his coach, and then he's transferring that through his strength and conditioning coach. They're all working in tandem. You cannot just go to somebody who thinks he can show you how a golf swing works with some ridiculous exercises. It just doesn't work. And I'm old school a little bit, but I'm not stupid enough to realize that you have to grind on the range. You have to understand your pattern, and you have to work around your pattern. And therefore, if you're trying to train something you physically can't do, or somebody's trying to make you do, it's going to ruin your pattern. So your movement pattern's going to get ruined. So, Instagram is just full of people who don't know what they're doing. It's full of people who have copied other people and are putting stuff out there. You've got to be able to back it up with people who are successful. And fortunately, touch wood, I've produced a lot of good players, and I've seen a lot of my players go on to get better and win things. So I'm not saying I'm extra special or anything else, that's not what I'm saying, but I understand it is a journey, and you have to stay with coaches, you have to stay with fitness and conditioning people who are attached to coaches, and from there it is about the team getting the person where you want them to be, and that's the only way it will be, and it's the only way it will ever be. So anybody that comes along thinks they can turn you into a great golfer by doing a few exercises, forget that. So, it's just not going to happen. And any parents out there, if you think you can take your kids to somebody who's just going to show them how to do exercises, that's not going to work either. There's got to be some sort of pro system behind it that's also teaching the